From the WEAC studio in Oxford, you're watching the award-winning Pigskin Roundup on TV 24.
The high school football playoffs are underway. It is an exciting time in high school football. We are the Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team 1 Automotive. I am Gerhard Mathangani, joined by Anna Catherine Alderman. And I'll tell you what, this is my favorite time of year because now it's a 5-week march to December for championship.
I know, it's a lot colder tonight. It's perfect football weather.
Oh, yeah.
Bundle up under a blanket, watch some great football. There's a lot of exciting games tonight.
Exactly, and the formula is really simple at this point. You win and you continue to go on. You lose and you go home. You play basketball, you wrestle, you do all the things that come with the winter sports season. Of course, it's always fun to have our scores and our highlights, and that's exactly what we'll bring to you tonight. Throughout our program, we have a 1-hour show all ready for you. We've got some good playoff highlights of local teams here in the East Alabama area, as well as other teams in across the Alabama area altogether. We'll start with our scoreboard tonight. We'll start in Class 6A in the 6A North, Oxford and Chelsea. Oxford was the region champion, facing Chelsea, who was the 4th seed in their region. The Yellow Jackets get the win at home, 30-20, moving the record to 7-4 overall. And we are scheduled to speak with Oxford head coach Sam Adams, a very happy man after that game tonight. Anna Catherine was there. I was there as well. You'll see highlights of that one as well coming from Mark a little bit later in our program. But the Jackets are moving on to the second round with a 10-point win.
Yes, that was quite an exciting game. And another exciting game tonight, if you're a Mountain Brook fan, is this game, also in the 6A North area of the bracket. Mountain Brook with a 63-0 win over Southside tonight. And interesting stat, Mountain Brook has outscored their opponents 321 points to 89 points through the first 9 weeks of the season, and they added another 63 to that tonight.
It's one of the more impressive teams in Class 6A football, Mountain Brook. Meanwhile, going over to the 5A South part of the bracket, Andalusia traveling a very long way over to Sylacauga. This is a game you saw on TV 47, WOIL, as well as WOTM, and right here on TV 24 as well. Andalusia getting the big win over Sylacauga, 42-7. So Sylacauga's season comes to an end. A very good Andalusia football team with an impressive win today, 42-7 over the Aggies.
And number 8, Central Clay County with a big win over Carroll tonight. Little flip-flop on these scores. Central Clay County 41, Carroll 14.
And she talked about that. We had the exact same score in our next game. Russellville and Lincoln, the Golden Bears making that trip all the way to the northwestern part of the state. But it is Russellville, a perennial power in Class 5A in the north part of the bracket. They get the win by the very same score, 41-14. So the Golden Tigers moving on to the second round.
Now, I think this is how you make a statement. Number 3, Alexandria continuing to roll on their perfect season. They beat Ardmore at home tonight, 52-6.
Stacked impressive win after impressive win, the Valley Cubs are. Meanwhile, Jacksonville and Alabama Christian played the day over at where the Golden Eagles play their home football games. And I'll tell you what, Jacksonville had a great game today. Our guy Tristan was at that game. You'll see highlights of this one coming up a little bit later on our program. When Tristan left the ball game, it was a tie football game. At one point, it was 21-21, but Jacksonville raced out and scored 21 unanswered to double up Alabama Christian, 42-14, your final scores of the Golden Eagles getting a little bit of revenge. The team that beat them last year, the Golden Eagles move on with a 42-21 victory over the Eagles.
And like a lot of these matchups tonight, Cherokee County and Strawn have never played before tonight. And Cherokee County went on the road and knocked the Tigers off tonight, 34-26.
Meanwhile, the defending 4A state champion looking to make the march right back to that state championship game. Coach Larry Strain and the Hanley Tigers take care of business in round 1, 42-6 the final score. The Tigers with a nice win at home over Geneva. So Larry Strain and those Tigers march on in the second round.
And a close game tonight down at St. James, the number 8 team and the number 10 team facing off. And this game was decided by just 2 points in the end. St. James with the win, 28-26 over Anniston.
Meanwhile, in the 4A North part of the bracket, Priceville and Etowah hooking up today. Etowah's had a very tough schedule. Keep in mind the teams that they've played in their non-region part of the schedule, teams like Gadsden City, teams also in the state of Tennessee. They had a pretty tough Priceville team today. They had to go to Priceville, and Priceville gets the win, ending Etowah season. Final score in that one, 31-14.
And defending state champs Fife, ranked number 2, take down Walter Wellborn Panthers tonight in what they hope is the first step to a 4th state title in a row. Final score 534, Wellborn 0.
Didn't mean to step on your toes there, AC. Meanwhile, we had a great game, and this one was back and forth and back and forth. Our guy Richard was at this football game. You'll see highlights of this one. He had a lot of scores there. They had a lot of scores in the second half. You could tell by the final score here that this was a track meet. Sacs wins it, though, 46-43. The Sacs Wildcats get the win over Plainview. Once again, highlights of that one coming your way in a bit here on the Pigskin Roundup.
So even though Piedmont only has one region loss because of some tiebreakers, they were the number 3 seed. So they went on the road tonight to Sylvania, got the win, 40-20, kind of doubling up on that score.
Meanwhile, Geraldine and Ohatchee hooking up. This is a game of interest to a lot of people because Geraldine is the team that did what a lot of people thought was impossible. They beat Fife. Meanwhile, Ohatchee is a team. This is an Ohatchee team, the Piedmont team. Everybody in this region kind of knows about that other region, Region 7, and that region has been really good this year. Fife included. You saw where they got the win earlier. We thought this would be a good matchup. This is our game of the week. Our main man Kyle was there. 34-13, Ohatchee does get the win. An impressive win. You'll have highlights of that one coming your way over a team in Geraldine, as we talked about earlier, came in with a really impressive run, but it's Ohatchee moving on to the second round.
And this game was played last night because Sylacauga and BB Comer share a stadium. They were both hosting in the first round. So BB Comer last night only led 7-0 at the half, but kind of ran away with it in the second half and pulled out the win 37-29.
Meanwhile, a very tough task for Ranburne, facing the number 3 team in the state in Elba, and Elba runs away with the victory 55-28. So Ranburne season comes to an end. It's a winning season. It's a good football team. Expect them to be good again next year. With the final score in that one, 55-28. Ranburne ends the year 6-5.
And number 4, Mars Hill, looking to go back-to-back this season. And with this win tonight over Sandrock, one step closer to that goal. Mars Hill 48, Sandrock 13.
Meanwhile, Spring Garden made a deep run last year before losing to the team that Anna Catherine just talked about, Mars Hill Bible. Well, today they take care of business in the first round. Coach Jason Howard and the Panthers winning it big, 55-20. Spring Garden ended the year the number 5 team in the state, according to the pollsters. We'll see if they continue to make a run. They did last year. Off to a good start again this year.
Woodland going on the road tonight and taking down Cedar Bluff. Now, keep in mind, Woodland only had 3 wins before tonight, but all 3 of those wins were region wins, so they were in the number 4 spot, and they've added another win to that win column with a 28-20 victory over Cedar Bluff.
That just lets you know anything can happen in the playoffs. They win just the number of games to get into the postseason. Cedar Bluff is a team that spent some time in the top 10, but you called it. There's the upset there, the Bobcats getting the victory. Meanwhile, in the Class 1A North part of the bracket, staying there, we have Wadley and Galesville, 2 teams here from the East Alabama community. Wadley is a team that I think a lot of people have been keeping an eye on. They had a really good run in the regular season and lost their final game. However, they start the playoffs on a great note, 48-14 to win over Galesville, so Wadley marches on to the second round.
And in week 0, these 2 teams played at Valley Head, and Raglan won 40-18. And then tonight they played at Valley Head again, and Raglan won again, 28-20 this time.
It's always hard to play an opponent twice. They do so and they get the 8-point win there. Meanwhile, Winterboro and Summerton Christian hooking up tonight. Coach Skylar Manfield and those Winterboro Bulldogs, you better watch out for them. They're going to make some noise this year. Summerton Christian is a team that spent some time in the top 10 of the polls, but Winterboro gets the win today. Final score on that one, 30-6. So Winterboro marches on to the second round of the high school football playoffs. Well, we thank you so much for joining us here on Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team 1 Automotive. We thank you for being here, but for those that aren't here, those that you know that are into high school football, want to fill out their bracket, here's a couple of ways to watch our program. You can watch it on your normal television, on cable, on TV24 as well as WOTM. We're also live on YouTube, and that YouTube link was posted to our other social media sites, both on Facebook and on Twitter. We also have some highlights posted up there as well, and Catherine's got some great stuff on our social media platforms. And here's how you can get in touch.
Exactly. Follow us on our social media accounts at Pigskin_Roundup for kind of a field level view of the playoffs, especially if your team is on the road and you can't make it. We're there. You can check out all of the action over on social media.
Absolutely good. And follow our pages there on our accounts, and we will be glad that you have. And also we'll talk a little bit more high school football coming your way. We'll talk with the Oxford Yellow Jacket head coach Sam Adams. You also have a lot of great highlights coming your way of playoff football. Keep it right here on the Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team One Automotive.
Hi folks, Angie Stevens here. Did you know that Team One Automotive employs more families than any other dealership in Northeast Alabama? We're proud to be the leader in serving this area simply by the number of employees we have on board. And we're looking for career-minded people to join us. So if you're interested in a long-term employment opportunity, come in and see any of our Team One dealerships for more information. So check us out now and apply online at teamoneconnect.com.
We were looking to sell our starter home and move into our dream home. After looking at all the options, we chose to work with ERA King. ERA means easy, responsive, and attention to detail. ERA King made the entire process of buying and selling a house easy. From helping us decide on a listing price to navigating the final closing, our agent worked with us every step of the way. ERA King. To us, it means always doing the right thing for every client. What will ERA mean to you? Find out at eraking.com.
Hey folks, this is George Brunner with Superior Hyundai and Superior GMC Cadillac. Superior offers a full lineup of new GMCs, Cadillacs, and Hyundai. Between our 2 locations in Anniston and the one in Pell City, we have a great selection. Superior has the best selection of used trucks I've ever seen, and I've been doing this a long time. See all our vehicles at our new website, SuperiorAlabama.com. That's SuperiorAlabama.com. Superior Hyundai and Superior GMC Cadillac, where you're always more than just a number.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
This is your invitation to shop Team One Nissan in Albertville. Everyone likes doing business with people you know and trust. Our entire staff at Team One Nissan is people that work and live right here in our community. People that are your neighbors. So when you're shopping for your next vehicle, shop where you get hometown service. And speaking of service, our staff is here to serve you. Check us out at teamonenissan.com.
Welcome back to Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team One Automotive. We also want to thank another one of our fine sponsors, Cutter's Pizza and Wings. They have 2 locations to serve you. Alexandria off Highway 431, also in Oxford and Hamrick Drive East. Full menu is online, cutterspizzeria.com. They also have DoorDash delivery, so they can deliver it right to your door. They feed our team every week here on the Pigskin Roundup. They can do the same for yours. Find them on their social media platforms as well, on Facebook and on Instagram. Just search for Cutter's Pizzeria. We're back here on the Pigskin Roundup, and we are happy to be joined by a happy coach, Sam Adams of the Oxford Yellow Jackets. Coach, this was a back-and-forth game tonight. You got the big win over a really good Chelsea football team. Let's start right there. Your team's performance tonight, being able to get a home game, win the region championship, and then get the win over the Hornets.
Yeah, it was a huge win for us. Obviously, the game didn't start out so well for us. We were down 14-0 pretty early in the game, and our kids just fought back and kind of got control of the game, I guess, midway through the second quarter, and we're able to finish it out the right way.
Absolutely. Coach, I was at the game until the end of the third quarter, and your defense was awesome. So what do you have to say about them kind of keeping you in the game? And
well, we just had some really huge takeaways on defense. I think that was a big part of it. It started with Miguel Mitchell getting an interception, which immediately led to our first touchdown of the game. And then he had another great strip later on in the game. He just kind of ran a guy down from behind and just took the ball from him. Jaden Dobbins had another interception in there. And, you know, in playoff football, anytime you can win the turnover battle, then it's going to put you in a good shape to win the game. And, you know, and I'm proud of our guys.
Exactly, Coach. One of the things that I find really impressive about your team, we knew your team was young going into the season. We talked earlier this year, you and I did about just the way this team had to come together. You played arguably the toughest schedule of the entire state of Alabama, teams like Thompson and Central Phoenix City and Gadsden City, and also in your region. What have you seen from this team since probably about midway through the season to where they are now, where they're maturing and playing as well as they are?
Well, it's just a great amount of growth. You know, I mean, I guess if you look at the classes and the grades of the players that are out there, I mean, we're still a really young team, but what we're not now is inexperienced. You know, those guys they may still be freshmen and sophomores, and we have one 8th grader out there, but, you know, at this point they played 11 games against 6A and 7A competition, and, you know, some of those games in the non-region schedule were those are pretty tough ones, but, you know, I think we're seeing the benefit of that now.
Exactly. One of the things, Coach, that's all I wanted to hit on is the play of some of your older guys. We talked about how young this team is, but it looks like you're getting some of that really enhanced leadership on and off the field by some of your upperclassmen.
Absolutely. You know, I think those guys probably don't get enough credit. We have 11 seniors. It's not a very big senior class, but we have a lot of really good football players in there. You know, I already mentioned Miguel Mitchell. Jordan Dobbins made some huge plays for us tonight on defense and offense. You know, Kyle Pilkington at offensive line. You know, there's several others in there that just continue to be just steady influences over those young guys that we have, and I think they've helped those guys grow along the way.
Exactly. Coach, one of the things that I've really found impressive about your football team is your ability to bounce back. You played a really tough Thompson team. Then right before the playoffs, you had to play in some grueling games. A field goal late got you a big win on the road against Arab, and then you got another win over Fort Payne as well. And then you played a really tough team that will probably compete for a 7A state championship in Central Phoenix City. And then you bounce back off the mat again today. What's the mentality of this football team as you head to the second round?
You know, one of the things that we kind of said over and over again this week going into playoff football is that an early lead is a dangerous lead this time of the year, and that can go both ways. And, you know, I think you saw from our guys tonight when they were down early, you know, we didn't spend a whole lot of time looking at the scoreboard. They didn't panic. They just continued to, you know, believe in each other and believe in the way that they were trained. And, you know, it didn't take us long to get the momentum back. And, you know, we had the lead at halftime, and, you know, at that point, we had felt like we had kind of taken their best shot, and we were still standing. And then we had we got two big turnovers on special teams starting the third quarter, and, you know, and that really put us in the driver's seat.
Exactly. And the final question for you: you're marching on to the second round. I haven't been able to update the bracket to see exactly where you guys are playing, but what is your message to this football team as they now prepare for yet another 7 days of getting ready for a playoff opponent and getting ready for this next round?
Well, we'll be on the road next week at Pinson Valley, who had a tight game tonight against Muscle Shoals, and they scored late to take the lead. But, you know, I mean, with the guys that we have now, I mean, people keep telling them that they can't do it, and, you know, we're not supposed to be a region champ, we're not supposed to be in the playoffs, we're not supposed to get out of the first round, and I'm sure this week people will tell them that we're not supposed to beat Pinson Valley, but, you know, these guys don't really care about what all those other people say. They believe in the guys that are in the locker room around them, and Pinson Valley is obviously a really good team and been in several state championship games here in the recent past, and I know we'll give them our best shot.
Exactly. A bunch of talking heads like us, we have no idea what we're talking about. You know, we make all these prognostications, but at the same time, this is why they play the games for nights like tonight and seasons like your team's putting together. Coach, continued success. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Pigskin Roundup, and we'll see you again next week.
All right. Thank you very much. Go Big O.
Go Big O. That's the word from head coach Sam Adams, a victorious coach after a back-and-forth game today. You were at this football game. This is a really, really fun matchup. You'll see highlights of that one coming up a little bit later, but a really good matchup and a good win by Oxford.
Absolutely. I mentioned earlier, their defense played awesome. He mentioned the special teams right there at the beginning of the third quarter. It was like back and forth.
Right.
Hard to keep up at times because they were moving so quick. And going into halftime, I was expecting them to be super excited, you know, bouncing up and down.
Right.
And they were focused, going into the locker room, coming out ready to, you know, win a game.
Exactly. That's exactly what they did. They went out, got the win at home. They're into the second round against a really good Pinson Valley team who held that blue mat just a year ago. But Kool-Aid McKinstry's not on that football team, so we'll see how they do against the Indians coming up next week. We told you we had some scores and some highlights. We talked to some coaches. We'll get to one of our highlights from tonight over at the Sacs area. And I'll tell you what, this was a really, really fun game between Plainview and Sacs. Sacs, the region champions from Region 5. Meanwhile, Plainview coming in as the number 4 seed from Region 7. Sacs 9-1 of the year. Plainview 7-3. Sacs firing early. This is a handoff to Ricky Jarrett, 20-yard carry and a first down. A few plays later, they go with the sweep to Jalen McCants, and this is a good play because McCants can hit that corner and then he can shed tackles. He does so right then, gets it into the end zone for the touchdown. Sacs decides to go for 2. This time, it looks like the same play, but quarterback Sean Parnell keeps it. 2-point conversion good, 8-0 early Sacs. Plainview responds on the next possession. They got a boost from the special teams. Fake punt here, executed perfectly by Noah White. Races past the sticks for the first down. They ride that momentum into the end zone behind this carry from Dylan McCullough. Takes it in from 30 yards out. Their 2-point conversion also good. We're all knotted up at 8. The Bears offense back to work on their next possession. Inside handoff to Levi Brown, blocked perfectly. 66 yards to the house, young man. Extra point good. Bears take the lead for the first time. 15-6. They weren't done there. Next possession. The pitch out goes to McCullough. He gets to the corner and he slides into the end zone for the 15-yard touchdown. Back-to-back-to-back touchdowns give the Bears a 22-8 lead. But Sacs fights back. Plainview on the punt here. It would be McCants on the return about midfield, and watch the great effort by the senior. Sheds a couple of tackles and goes deep into Bears territory, takes it all the way down to the 20-yard line. Number 6 had a really good game. You go to him on special teams, then you go right back to him on offense. Cuts back the field, and he's gone. Muscles his way into the end zone for the touchdown. 2-point conversion also good here. 22-16 Plainview, but the Plainview offense responds. Samuel Crowell on the carry. Very tough run right up the middle for the first down. A few plays later, it is quarterback Noah White. Rolls out, goes to the back of the end zone, hits Joshua Sadlin for the touchdown. Extra point is good. 29-16 Bears, but just before the half, Sacs back in business. Parnell goes deep. Watch Sean Elston. He takes a shot here, but that young man comes right back up. Keeps the sticks moving there for the first down. 2 plays later, another deep pass. This time Parnell going long once again to McCants. He had a great game. McCants comes down with it and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Wildcats would go for 2 again. Is Gavin Doss, big number 17 on the carry. Gets into the end zone. The 2-point play is good. Score at halftime, 29-24. Plainview with the lead, but take a look at Sacs marching on to the second round with a big win tonight, 46-43. The Wildcats get the victory in a very, very good football game at Jack Stewart Field. Congratulations to the Wildcats. We're back with more scores and more highlights from last night and tonight. More coming your way on the Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team 1 Automotive.
Hey guys, you drive a truck? At Team 1, we got trucks. Colorado, Silverado, Ram, Tacoma, Tundra, and the all-new Titan. Log on, driveteam1.com. What's in your driveway?
I was finally ready to buy my first home after renting for the last several years. As I started my search, I got overwhelmed by how many websites and confusing listings there are. That's when I found the experts at ERA King. To me, ERA means expertise, reliability, and activity. I depended on them to find a home in my budget, and they didn't stop working until the keys were in my hands. ERA King. To us, it means always doing the right thing for every client. What will ERA mean to you? Find out at eraking.com.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
Right now at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor, the keyword is free. Buy any type of flooring at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor and we'll install it absolutely free. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, or vinyl, get it professionally installed absolutely free. Why pay to have your new floor installed when you can have it installed absolutely free and get 0% financing for an entire year? That's right, free interest for an entire year and free installation. That's Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor's free installation sale going on right now.
If you need a new vehicle and think you can't get financing, Team One can help. If you make $350 a week, Team One can finance you. Cars, trucks, and SUVs, Team One can finance you. Log on, driveteam1.com. What's in your driveway?
Welcome back to the Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team One Automotive. We had scores and highlights from both last night and tonight. One of the games being played last night was BB Comer and GW Long. You saw that game right here on TV 24 and WOTM. It was one of the statewide games of the week. A nice audience for a really, really fantastic game between two teams that came in with a really good record. On that call last night was Jimmy Dale Abrams and Coach Rick Rhodes. Here's the recap from last night's football game.
You thought you'd have an offensive explosion, but the first half really was just the opposite of that. Some really, really good defense. Comer gave Long a lot of trouble with their stunning and their blitz package. Comer was able to get one big play in the first half. There's some of that stunning penetrating defense we talked about. And really in the first half, Long was just not able to get anything going. Nice interception right there that kind of saved the day a little bit. But again, just lots and lots of pressure inside. And the big guy right there, Harris, is going to really have the biggest plays of the first half for Comer, including this one to the outside where he walks into the end zone to make it 7-0 at halftime. And just seemed like every time that GW Long had got something going, you would see, penetration that would lead to a big play. Lots and lots of trouble in the first half for GW Long in the on the offensive side of the ball. Now the second half is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a lot of offensive firepower on both sides of the ball. Long will start the second half with a little pooch kick where they almost came up with it. And both teams will open this game up a little bit, but a nice interception there will lead to this score right here. Little hit screen right there will set up the score, and then this quarterback off tackle power will gives Comer some breathing room, but not for long, because Long will answer with a beautiful outside run for a score. And but Comer comes right back with this beautiful deep ball for the score, and the track meet is on. Big play there defensively that will set up Comer again. There you see the throw for the score. Here comes the safety, and you think that maybe the night is over, but not so fast, my friend. As you can see, this young man had a great night all night. Another score, the onside kick. Great job of going up and high pointing the ball, and GW Long gets right back in it right here. Just your basic jump pass for 25 yards over the middle. Then this beautiful post route for a score, and we have ourselves a football game. It looked like Comer was going to put the thing away, but again, a turnover, and but maybe the play of the game, 4th and about a foot. But Comer's defense will hold. Harris again on a 4th and short takes it in for the score, but Long comes right back to get it back to a 1-score game. The ensuing onside kick, though, will be covered, and that's going to be the game.
So that's how they got it done. BB Comer with a 37-29 win over GW Long. You see the two teams' records. You see their ranking. This feels like a game that was supposed to be probably played in the second round, maybe third round. It's a first-round playoff game, and BB Comer gets the W, and we are glad to be joined by the head coach of the Tigers, head coach Adam Fawcett. First of all, Coach, everybody saw how your team got it done, a pretty high-scoring game. Assess your team's performance last night and being able to come away with yet another big victory.
Yeah, I thought we played well, especially in the second half. First half I think both of us were kind of feeling each other out. Defensively, we played lights out in the first half, and then we made some adjustments at halftime, and were able to get some points on the board. And I think our guys kind of relaxed a little bit. And man, hats off to GW Law. Those guys never quit. Great football team, well coached team, disciplined team, and they kept getting after it, and we were making some mistakes, and we almost let the wheels fall off that thing, and it got a lot closer than it needed to be, but we were able to pull it off, and for us coming into the playoffs, my starters haven't played a full 4 quarters in probably 6 weeks.
Wow.
And, I think this game is what we needed, because we had to play 4 quarters, and we had to see what kind of shape we were in, and had to push ourselves a little bit more than we normally have had to do in the past couple of weeks. But kind of like you said, this was a first round game, but you're talking about 2 teams with a combined record or combined losses of 3 losses. So they were 9-1 or 8-1, and we were 8-2. So 16-3 overall, and they were in a 3-way tie for first for their region. So very very good team, and a good ended up being a really good game.
Exactly, Coach. You started the year, the first 3 games, you were 1-2, but you played really good competition. Montgomery Catholic team that's now sitting number 1 in the polls. Meanwhile, you also played a Lynette team that was really solid as well. They'll compete for a state championship as well. And now you're on an 8-game run. You talked earlier about the fact that your team has been able to get out to such big leads that your starters had not had to play into the 4th quarter, which can be a blessing and a curse. A blessing, of course, because you get the W's, but the curse because now you're going to play a lot stiffer competition. Where is this team mentally as you continue to not only put up W's, but kind of get yourself into a kind of playoff mode where you are playing all 4 quarters?
I think this team has grown week in and week out, and that's one thing that we hit on all the time, even during the season when we're up 21 at halftime. We talk about adversity. We talk about, at some point in time we're going to come in here and we may be down, or we may be tied, or we may be up 1 score. And I reminded them of that Thursday night at halftime at 7-0. I said, I told you guys we were going to be in a situation like this. So, trying to keep the focus of it and be able to tell them how proud you are of them has been a tough balance this season. I'm extremely proud of my guys and the work that they've put in, and my seniors. We've got 10 seniors that this is my 4th year here, so they're my class, my first full class. So just proud of those 10 guys and the buy-in that they've given me and their commitment to the team. And for us, I feel like the sky's the limit. I think we've got a chance to still win some ball games and maybe shock some people and continue playing on into November and hopefully longer than that.
Exactly. It's hard to believe that this is a program that was struggling not even that long ago, and now you're at a place where you're mentally expecting to win these football games. You got another one next week in the playoffs, going to Isabella, making the little over 1 hour trip over to the Maplesville area to take on a really good Isabella team. I know you haven't done a probably 1 day's worth of scouting, but what are some of the things that you know about that program and some of the things that you'll prepare for this week as you get ready for round number 2?
Yeah, Isabella's they're playing good football right now too. So we had a chance to actually go watch them tonight, and due to other circumstances, they took on a JU Blackshear team. It's a very young team, and they dominated them from start to finish. But Isabella's got good size. They get after it pretty good. A couple of receivers that are good. They have a back that's pretty shifty. So, for us, defensively, we're going to have to play very, very well. Offensively, it's about assignment football, and that's one thing I feel like we
struggled with a little bit last week with GW Long is they showed us some different stuff, and they showed some stuff that we had kind of prepared for, but we didn't really know that they were that good at what they did. So they flew around quite a bit and got all over the place. So we've got to be prepared for that. We've got to be prepared for some stunts that they run defensively. And special teams has got to be special for us again. Special teams let us down a little bit last night, and we've got to shore that up.
Exactly. Final question for you, Coach. I know last year was a kind of an odd situation because you got into the second round because St. Luke's had to forfeit that football game. I'm sure it feels so much better now to earn it, but also do it on a Thursday where you have one extra day to prepare.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. For us to be able to play that first round game and to be able to play it at home, it's been right at or a little over 20 years since Comer had hosted a first round game, and we earned that opportunity last year and weren't able to play. So we can count it as far as hey, we were supposed to host, but we didn't actually line up and play until Thursday night, and that was key for us to be able to just play in front of our home crowd. And we had a great crowd. Student section was great, and for us as a community, man, our community is behind us. They do a great job supporting us and being at the stadium and being loud and cheering our kids on, and that's what we've got to have. And then they travel well. I expect us to pack the stands at Isabella next Friday night. I think we'll have a ton of people there, and hopefully we go out and pick up another win.
Exactly, Coach. You're giving the Sylacauga community a lot to cheer for this year, and congratulations and continued success as you go to Isabella next week. Safe travels and the best of luck.
Thank you.
As Coach Adam Fawcett, head coach of the BB Comer Tigers, marching on to the second round of the playoffs for the second straight year. They'll go to Isabella coming up next week in the Class 2A South part of the bracket. Coming up next here on Pigskin Roundup, we'll have more highlights coming your way. We'll also refresh you on scores as well. The Pigskin Roundup continues, brought to you by Team 1 Automotive.
This is your invitation to shop Team 1 Nissan in Albertville. Everyone likes doing business with people you know and trust. Our entire staff at Team 1 Nissan is people that work and live right here in our community. People that are your neighbors. So when you're shopping for your next vehicle, shop where you get hometown service. And speaking of service, our staff is here to serve you. Check us out at team1nissan.com.
We were looking to sell our starter home and move into our dream home. After looking at all the options, we chose to work with ERA King. ERA means easy, responsive, and attention to detail. ERA King made the entire process of buying and selling a house easy. From helping us decide on a listing price to navigating the final closing, our agent worked with us every step of the way. ERA King. To us, it means always doing the right thing for every client. What will ERA mean to you? Find out at eraking.com.
Since 1848, First Bank of Alabama has been dedicated to our customers and excellence in all areas. With constant improvements to our facilities, to adding new products and services to better serve you, our team is fully engaged in all the communities we serve. First Bank of Alabama knows that time is money, so we offer hometown services with advanced technology that allows you to bank on your own schedule. We want to be your community bank, so stop by. Come see us at First Bank of Alabama, where you're always first.
Right now at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor, the keyword is free. Buy any type of flooring at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor and we'll install it absolutely free. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, or vinyl, get it professionally installed absolutely free. Why pay to have your new floor installed when you can have it installed absolutely free and get 0% financing for an entire year? That's right, free interest for an entire year and free installation. That's Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor's free installation sale going on right now.
Hey folks, I just want to remind you all that Team 1 Automotive is proud to be a part of Pigskin Roundup, proud to be a part of this community, and we want you on our team. Hey guys, you drive a truck? At Team 1, we got trucks. Colorado, Silverado, Ram, Tacoma, Tundra, and the all-new Titan. Log on, driveteam1.com. What's in your driveway?
Welcome back to Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team 1 Automotive. We will quickly go back through the scores because we have a lot more highlights to get your way, including our game of the week. One of the games you'll see coming up in just a bit, Oxford and Chelsea. You heard from head coach Sam Adams of the Oxford Yellow Jackets. A very nice win today, 30-20 over the Hornets.
And sticking with 6A north side of the bracket, a big win for Mountain Brook tonight. They beat Southside Gadsden 63-0.
Meanwhile, Andalusia coming all the way to Sylacauga. It's a game you saw right here on TV24 and WOTM. The Andalusia Bulldogs, a really proud program. They come to Sylacauga and into Aggie season. Final score in that one, 42-7.
And number 8, Central Clay County with a big win tonight over Carroll. Little flip-flop on those scores there. Central Clay County 41, Carroll 14.
And eerie enough, we'll just keep the same score. We'll just change the teams around it. The same count over in Russellville as Lincoln season ends with a 41-14 loss to Russellville, a really proud program, a perennial power there in the northwestern part of the state of Alabama. Lincoln loses 41-14 to the Golden Bears.
Number 3, Alexandria continuing to roll on their perfect season. They beat Ardmore tonight, 52-6.
Meanwhile, Jacksonville had a big second half. Our guy Tristan was there. You'll see highlights of this one coming up a bit. 42-21 after a big second half. They knock off ACA.
Cherokee County on the road tonight, knocking off Strawn, 34-26.
Defending state champion Hanley. They move on to the second round once again. Coach Larry Strand and those Tigers, 42-6 over Geneva.
And a close game at St. James tonight. Just 2 points between these two teams. Number 8, St. James, 28. And number 10, Anniston, 26.
Coach Ryan Locke and the Etowah Blue Devils had a really tough season this year. The schedule was really tough. They had a tough first-round matchup against Priceville. 31-14, the Bulldogs in the Blue Devils season.
And defending state champ number 2, Fife, with the win over the Walter Welborn Panthers tonight, 34-0.
Saw the highlights right here just a minute ago. Sacks all over Plainview in a really tough game, a tight game. Plainview had a big lead. Sacks came back, but Sacks did it when it mattered at the very end. By 3, 46-43, Sacks moves on to the second round.
And Piedmont doubling up on those points tonight over Sylvania. They went on the road, and in the end, number 4, Piedmont with the win, 40-20.
Kind of the mystery game of the night. Didn't know who would come out on this one after Geraldine knocked off Fife earlier. We will have highlights of this one. It is our game of the week. Our guy Kyle was there. AC will have the highlights in just a minute. 34-13, Ohatchee wins over Geraldine.
And our game that was played last night, number 9, BB Comer beating number 8, GW Long, 37-29.
A very tough task for Ramburn, facing the number 3 team in the state in Elba. Elba getting the victory over the Bulldogs. Ramburn's season ends with a 55-28 loss.
And number 4, Mars Hill, looking to go back-to-back this season. And with this win over Sandrock, they are on their way. Mars Hill 48, Sandrock 13.
Spring Garden taking care of business at home. The number 5 team in the state, according to the pollsters, knocking off Hatton. They had a deep run last year. Off to another great start this year after that 55-20 victory.
And an upset in the 1A North region of the bracket, Woodland beating Cedar Bluff 28-20.
It's a game that means that anything can happen in these playoffs. Wadley, though, takes care of business over another team here in the East Alabama community with a 48-14 win over Galesville.
And these two teams met during week 0 this season. Raglan won that game, and Raglan wins tonight 28-20 over Valley Head.
Meanwhile, Winterboro and Summerton Christian hooking up tonight, and Winterboro, Coach Skylar Mansfield and the Bulldogs once again looking impressive, beating a very good Summerton Christian team. Final score in that one was 30-6, so Winterboro moves on to the second round. When we talked about the game of the week that we had here on WEAC and WOTM, our Pigskin Roundup game of the week featured a pair of teams that have come up with big wins throughout the course of the season. Ohatchee had knocked off Piedmont earlier. Geraldine had knocked off Fife earlier. Those two teams meeting in the playoffs in the first round.
No, both kind of upsets earlier in the season, and so it was a great matchup between these two teams. First round of the playoffs starting over at the Creek Bank between the Geraldine Bulldogs and the Ohatchee Indians. So both of these teams have had really successful seasons, as we just mentioned so far, but only one can advance to the second round. Now, this is the third meeting between these two teams, and Ohatchee has won both of the previous games. So the Bulldogs looking for a victory tonight. Kicking it off here in the first quarter, Jackson Colvin with a pass to Colton Lusher. And the Bulldogs strike first on a 44-yard touchdown, and they go up 7-0 early. Ohatchee's now on offense, and it's all about the quarterback, Eli Ennis, who was our player of the week earlier this season. Has a nice run there. Takes it again here, not afraid to carry the ball, and this time runs out of bounds, but he'll run it one more time, this time for a touchdown. And Ohatchee ties it up at 7 apiece. Now moving on into the second quarter, Geraldine drives down the field. Colvin throws it to Carlos Mann, and then on the next play, Bulldogs convert on a 4th down. Colvin hands it off to Caleb Hall. He fights his way in for the touchdown, but on the field goal, Danny Felipe pushes it just a bit to the right, and it's no good, so the Bulldogs lead 13-7. After a defensive stop by the Bulldogs, Geraldine is back on offense. Nice long pass here, but Troy Galloway does not give up, knocks the ball out, and then recovers the ball, Ohatchee ball, deep in their own territory, and it's back on the run again. Nice play here, but Bulldog defense stops them a few plays later. But Ohatchee defense not done yet. Malachi Gobble causes the fumble this time. He recovers it, and it is Ohatchee ball again. And is trying to close out the half here with a deep ball, but making up for that fumble, Carlos Mann with the interception. Geraldine leads 13-7 at the end of the first half, but Geraldine does not score again in the second half, and Ohatchee rolls to a 34-13 victory, and then continues to roll to the second round next week.
We talked about these kind of second half performances, and a lot of times when you have these good second half performances, you give a lot of credit to the coaches making the adjustments at halftime. And you have 0 points in the second half there for Geraldine. It shows you the Ohatchee coaching staff did a really good job.
Impressive defensive play, but we saw the fumble recoveries there. Obviously, some great defense played in the second half if they didn't allow a single point the whole time.
Exactly. We go from our game of the week to our player of the week, and we threw a little curveball at you this week. We didn't go traditional player of the week as it relates to high school football. In pads, we're talking about the new sport, flag football. It is Reagan White of Oxford. And AC, tell the people about Reagan and being able to win this award.
Yes. So, as some of you might know, this is the inaugural season of flag football here in the state of Alabama, and Oxford is one of the teams in our area who's playing, and they just beat Greensboro on November 2nd. And before that, Greensboro was undefeated, so this is a big game for Oxford. They're heading to the Final Four to play Hewitt-Trussville. And Reagan had a great game in that game against Greensboro. She had over 100 yards rushing. She had 6 defensive stops. They call them pulls in flag football. And she is an all-around great athlete. She cheers on Friday nights. She plays soccer. She runs track. So got to see her on the sidelines tonight before she, suits up for her flag football game.
Exactly. Very, very busy lady in Reagan White. And as always, we have our rapid-fire questions with Anna Catherine.
I'm number 1 on the flag football team. I also do cheer, soccer, and track.
So the first one is, what is your go-to fast food place?
Chick-fil-A.
What is your go-to binge watch?
The Vampire Diaries.
Okay, me too. Do you have a favorite Gatorade flavor?
Blue.
Who is your favorite artist or genre of music?
That's hard. I'd say either Justin Bieber or Lil Baby.
Kind of a mix. Yeah. I like it. What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Cookie dough.
Do you like pineapple on your pizza? Do you like Disney or Nickelodeon?
Disney for sure.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
What is your dream vacation?
Greece.
And what is the best part about cheering on Friday nights?
Seeing the team win and how we can all come together and be one big family.
Another great job, Anna Catherine, with Reagan White, and a fantastic member of that team. One of the things that she loves about cheering is watching her team win. They did so tonight.
Did that tonight.
Exactly. Find that whole video on our Instagram page. Check us out on social media there. Great job, AC. Well, coming up next here on the Pigskin Roundup, we'll have more highlights coming your way, brought to you by Team 1 Automotive.
This is your invitation to shop Team One Nissan in Albertville. Everyone likes doing business with people you know and trust. Our entire staff at Team One Nissan is people that work and live right here in our community. People that are your neighbors. So when you're shopping for your next vehicle, shop where you get hometown service. And speaking of service, our staff is here to serve you. Check us out at team1nissan.com.
We were looking to sell our starter home and move into our dream home. After looking at all the options, we chose to work with ERA King. ERA means easy, responsive, and attention to detail. ERA King made the entire process of buying and selling a house easy. From helping us decide on a listing price to navigating the final closing, our agent worked with us every step of the way. ERA King. To us, it means always doing the right thing for every client. What will ERA mean to you? Find out at eraking.com.
Hey folks, this is George Brunner with Superior Hyundai and Superior GMC Cadillac. Superior offers a full lineup of new GMCs, Cadillacs, and Hyundai. Between our 2 locations in Anniston and the one in Pell City, we have a great selection. Superior has the best selection of used trucks I've ever seen, and I've been doing this a long time. See all our vehicles at our new website, SuperiorAlabama.com. That's SuperiorAlabama.com. Superior Hyundai and Superior GMC Cadillac, where you're always more than just a number.
Right now at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor, the keyword is free. Buy any type of flooring at Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor and we'll install it absolutely free. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, laminate, or vinyl, get it professionally installed absolutely free. Why pay to have your new floor installed when you can have it installed absolutely free and get 0% financing for an entire year? That's right, free interest for an entire year and free installation. That's Ted's Abbey Carpet and Floor's free installation sale going on right now.
Hi folks, Angie Stevens here. Did you know that Team One Automotive employs more families than any other dealership in Northeast Alabama? We're proud to be the leader in serving this area simply by the number of employees we have on board. And we're looking for career-minded people to join us. So if you're interested in a long-term employment opportunity, come in and see any of our Team One dealerships for more information. So check us out now and apply online at team1connect.com.
Welcome back to Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team One Automotive. Another fine sponsor, Cutters Pizza and Wings, 2 locations. One in Alexandria off Highway 431, also in Oxford off Hamrick Drive East. Their menu is also online fully. CuttersPizzeria.com. They also have DoorDash delivery. Find them on Instagram and Facebook. Just search for Cutters Pizzeria. We have a packed final segment here for you on the Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team One Automotive. You see Mark Everett Kelly here. He was at the Oxford game. We'll have another highlight to bring to you as well as second round matchups with teams here in the East Alabama community. But first, let's go to Lamar Field in Oxford. Mark, this was a good game between 2 teams, I think, that were battle-tested going into this game. Oxford in the non-region and Chelsea within their region.
Yeah, these 2 teams met in 2019 in the first round at Oxford. 55 blowout win for the Yellow Jackets, with Chelsea looking for a little revenge. You could see if they're getting ready to come out. You can see AC.
You can see AC
sitting
right there.
Sitting there, getting
right
a
there at
picture.
the bottom of the frame.
Almost getting run over by the team. Excited, coach giving high fives. On the second play of the game, Chelsea recovered a fumble by quarterback Samuel Robinson. 3 plays later, Emerson Russell takes it in from 19 yards. Extra point, good 7-0 Chelsea. On the Hornets' next drive, 4th and 8. It's a fugazi, a fake punt. It built big fullback Marcus Turner running 30 yards to the Oxford 14-yard line. 2 plays later, we have quarterback Hayden Garrison finding Cooper Griffin, who had a pretty good game for wide receiver number 14. Excellent hands. Dives in here for the 14-yard touchdown. Extra point good, 14-0 Chelsea. After an Oxford punt, Garrison was intercepted by senior Miguel Mitchell on 3rd and 12, setting up Oxford on 25. 2 plays later, Robinson connects with number 23, freshman Damius Wilson. 25-yard TD, mixed extra point, 14-6 Hornets. On the ensuing kickoff, junior Marcus Conrad takes matters into his own hands with a wonderful return, going all the way to the 26-yard line, a 62-yard return, setting up Chelsea with great field position. However, the drive stalled at the 21. Bring on junior John Seymour for the 38-yard field goal. It's good. 17-16 Chelsea with 6:23 remaining. A holding penalty sees Oxford starting from the 15. Robertson swing pass to junior Imari Carroll. Sees the open lane and he's gone. Robertson's first 2 completions only went for 22 yards. His next 2 went for 110. Extra point good, 17-13 Chelsea. After exchanging 3.5, Garrison finds Russell on a screen pass. Looks like he's in the clear, but watch number 10 Mitchell intercepted a pass earlier. Stripping the ball. Free. Recovered by Davon Larkins. Returned it to the Hornets 47. Setting up the Yellow Jackets with good field position. However, neither team could take advantage. 4th and 5. Carroll is stopped short here on the first down, giving the ball back to Chelsea near midfield. The very next play, Garrison is intercepted by Jaden Dobbins, giving the ball right back to Oxford at the 35-yard line. After starting 5 for 7, 55 yards in a TD, Garrison just 2 for 7 with 2 INT, final 7 passes to the half. Next drive, Oxford going for 4th down. Robertson finds Judge Sire, 28-yard completion, giving it down to the first goal at the 10. 2 plays later, Robinson finds Sire again. Touchdown, 171 yards, 3 TD, first half, extra point good, 2017 Oxford. They go on to win 30-20 over Chelsea.
Very, very entertaining game. The 3 of us were there. Buckethead and the King were there. You'll hear from them in just coming up in a little bit. 30-20, the final score there. Our final highlight of the night, Jacksonville hosting Alabama Christian Academy. 2 teams that met in the playoffs last year. ACA won that game. Jacksonville looking for revenge here. Jacksonville on offense early on, looking to get a little offensive momentum rolling on. However, that ACA defense was very, very tough going into this one. Watch the pressure up front by the line. They come up with the sack there on Jim Ogle. A little bit later, it is Jacoby Zachary on the receiving end of this Ogle touchdown pass, going 20 yards. Extra point is good. 7-0 early on for Jacksonville, and Jacksonville with the early lead. Meanwhile, ACA coming right back. Colin Hunt, short pass over to Corey Lander, picks up a few yards on the play. A little bit later, it is Osawa Dion, he's in for the big run for Alabama Christian. Extra point is good. Alabama Christian looked like a really solid team. A lot of big athletes on this football team. They knotted up at 7 after that run by Dion. A little bit later, it is going back to a big play for ACA. Corey Landers on the carry. Picks up a few yards there, stuffed by that Jacksonville defense. A little bit later, Colin Hunt hits Trey Norman Scheimeyer III. He catches it right at the goal line, takes it in. Extra point good, 14-7 Jacksonville. However, Jacksonville ends up scoring right here in a little bit. Taj Morris picks up a few yards of play right before going into the goal line for the touchdown. Jacksonville, though, getting into the end zone here, ties this game at 14. It was tied at 21. Jacksonville, though, makes all the second half adjustments, and they make it happen. Final score in that one is 42-21. Jacksonville with the win at home at Golden Eagle Stadium and picking up the victory there. We have lots of teams playing in the second round of the playoffs. Let's take a quick look at some of the matchups that we have coming your way. In Class 1A, Woodland and Meek. Meanwhile, also in 1A, Raglan and Decatur Heritage. Also in 1A, we have Winterboro taking on Pickens County. Moving over to 2A, BB Comer and Isabella. Also in 2A, Spring Garden against Aliceville. In 3A, Sachs moves on. They'll take on Oakman. Piedmont moves on. They'll face Lauderdale County. Ohatchee is on the road at Winfield. Move over to 4A. Jacksonville, who you just saw, they're at American Christian. Viger will host, or Cherokee County, will host Viger. Also in 4A, defending champion Hanley will take on Bibb County. In 5A, Central, Clay County will go to Faith Academy. Also, Parker and Alexandria will hook up down in Death Valley. And Oxford on the road, as you heard earlier, at Pinson Valley. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Pigskin Roundup, brought to you by Team 1 Automotive. We'll be back next week for round 2 for Mark Everett, and as well as for Anna Catherine Alderman and our fantastic team here at Pigskin Roundup. We'll see you next week.
If you need a new vehicle and think you can't get financing, Team 1 can help. If you make $350 a week, Team 1 can finance you.